Today we will be doing this amazing, beautiful album. Super cute, super sweet, small album. Easily you can use for gifting purpose. So, and not at all complicated to make. So let's just open this and see. I have done some prep work given that we have limited amount of time here, but hopefully it should be good. Hopefully we'll be able to finish it in time. So this is the cover of the album. It's a ring binder album, and these are the inside pages. You can add pictures here. Then this is another one. This is another one which you open like this, and then I have another page which is like this, and then you close this, and that's it. So this is the album which I'll be teaching right now. Super excited, super happy you all are here. We have a lot of new exciting things coming up very soon. We will have some more design team members who will be doing more live videos for you. Sharon Numish is gonna start doing live videos for us. Nadia is going to be starting with live videos for us. So that's pretty exciting. Tons of learning opportunities, and then again you can visit our Facebook page as well as YouTube channel, and you will be able to see everything there, like all the videos they get uploaded there if in case you join in a little late. Okay, so we're gonna get started. We will be using My Sweet collection for this particular album, and I will not go over each and every material which I'm using. I don't want to show you guys the material before the class. Let's just wait it out, and we're gonna see all the materials as we go. First thing first, to make the basis of the album, we need chipboards. Something like this, a hard chipboard. These are chipboard sheets, easily available on Amazon, in fact anywhere, and if you don't have them, just use any thick paper, because we will be layering it with a lot of Prima paper, which already is super good quality and super thick. It should be fine. Okay, so to get started, let's just select a sheet. I would prefer using the same shades of colors which I've used on this album, so that they are very similar and we don't run into any surprises. So let me quickly find the sheet which had that paper. Okay, oh perfect. So I do have two sheets over here with me. Okay, let's see if we can use this one. Oh yeah, we can definitely use this one. This is perfectly sized. So for this one, I think I will go on this side. Like, I want a little bit of blank rather than patterned, because my layout is like, already my cover is going to be so busy. So I rather have it a little blank. So first thing first, I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to cut it. So now let's talk about the sizing. See, it's totally dependent on what size you want to make. You want to make a big album, you want to make a small album, it depends. Like, I make 12 by 12 albums, I make 6 by 6 albums. This one is specifically 5 by 7 inches. And the thing with sizing is it's completely dependent on what size you want to make. So I don't want to give any specific measurements here, because there is, trust me, I'm not doing any different kind of binding. So it's going to be very simple. So you won't even need any kind of sizing here. So I just made a mark, and these are already pre-cut to 5 by 7 inches. I will quickly go ahead and cut it on my trimmer. So this side and this side. Okay, now we have this ready, and we're gonna be putting this over here. Sounds good, guys? Okay, cool. Now let's I need a base sheet, because you see we have 2 layers here. So let's use this for the top part, and let's pick another sheet for the base. Let's just use this one. Okay, and let me know if you guys have any trouble hearing me. I'll be more than happy to change my audio input or anything like that. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and chop it. Okay, this is chopped. Before I stick it, I have these de-stress inks. So I would like to go over de-stressing. So what de-stressing does, let me explain you in a scientific manner. It adds depth, okay? So when you de-stress, okay, see this side, the one which I have de-stressed, okay? So I have de-stressed this and this. Now compare it. You will see, I mean, I'm not sure if it is visible on camera, but let's see. You will see that there's a depth which is added on the corners. So the paper looks very blended. It doesn't look very cut and dry. Like this side looks so cut and dry, right? Like, I mean, there is no depth to it. There's no definition to it. So that's why we do de-stressing on the edges. Okay. I am going to finish up de-stressing here. So this will go on the base. With me so far, my friends? Okay, let me quickly get the trim tape glider. This is my tape glider. Again, if you don't have a tape glider, don't worry about it. Use any kind of glue. There are so many glues out there in the market. Just use it. But if you use a liquid glue, make sure that you press your paper properly. Otherwise, there'll be bubbles. And we don't like things which have bubbles. They don't look pretty. So now we're gonna put this here. Okay, there's a little bit of gap here, but just don't worry about it. I mean, it will all blend in. So this one is exact same size, so I'm going to trim it down to a little smaller size. Okay, here, little smaller because I do want some gap in between them. Okay, now before I stick this, I want to make my edges rough. So for that, I have a de-stress tool here. Like, it's a paper de-stress tool. But if you don't have that, let's do it with scissors. I'm gonna hold this. You see? That's how you do it. I'm going to use this tool again because I'm not at all used to using the de-stress tool. And in case there are quality issues with the video, please feel free to let me know, because right now in the chat box I can't see my phone. There is definitely an internet issue going around here and I'm not sure if my video is getting interrupted, not interrupted. Please let me know. Okay, is there a interruption? Okay, so just holler on the Nathmal, if you can let me know if you guys can see the video properly, it would be awesome. Okay, now we're gonna stick this on top of this, and for that, but before we stick this, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attach my rope. Let me show you guys the whole rope structure which we have here. So this is the rope which I have added. Okay, so I do have a comment from now. Okay, the live is still here. I'm so sorry for all the technical difficulties which I'm having. I had a horrible work day too because of the internet. This paper needs to go a little bit more smaller. So let's just make it, or maybe I just did it a lot smaller in hurry. So this was okay. So now if you see, this is perfectly, it frames here. There's a small gap and I'm going to attach a rope. So for that part, either you can use a rope or a ribbon. I'll be using a rope. I've never used a rope. So let's just cut this rope. Okay. And I know my rope is going to go somewhere over here, but to get the exact measurement, I'm going to take this. I'm going to put this, there's a scale on my cutting mat. So I'll take the scale, and if I can find my pencil here, this is my pencil. So it's going to be 3.5, given that it was 7 inches, a little over 7 inches. So I'm going to put a dot here, And after that, I'll simply go ahead and put a blob of glue and put this here, and take a small piece of paper, something like this, and just press it so that the rope is attached properly. Remove the paper because we don't want extra elements to be there. I don't want it to raise significantly. Okay, so this is perfect. Now I'm gonna stick this. So for sticking this, we will be just going through all the corners and in the center, and then we will perfectly center this and we stick it. So our cover is ready. Okay, so the cover is ready just like this. Now let's create the back side, and after that we can get started with doing the cover pages and side pages and binding and spine and whatnot. So I'm going to use the same paper again, and I will use this for the back side. So again, the process is very simple, my friends. Just take your paper and cut it with the perfect measurement size, which is this and this. Cool. And now I'm gonna just go around it and simply go ahead and add some tape. Okay, and for the back side we will be using this one, and just go ahead and add your paper. Actually, for the back side we don't need double layering, so what I will do again here is I will just go ahead and make a mark, take some rope because this will form the other end for closing, make a blob, stick this, and then stick this on top. Here. See how neat, right? It gets snugged inside so nicely. Remove this. So now both my enclosures will close perfectly. So this side, let's add a paper and then we'll go forward. So for that, what I will do is I will just take another sheet of paper. Which one to use? Let's use this one. Okay, and let's add inside and outside. So when you do album making, most of the time which you will spend is going to be in doing the album base part. Like basically the decoration part, I've realized it's not usually cumbersome for me. It's the inside part, the basically creating the base, adding paper on front, on back, that I feel it's more cumbersome for me. Okay, so we have this and this ready with me, and now I will go ahead and attach these sheets. Okay, so again, before I go forward with attaching, I'm going to de-stress this. This is another way of de-stressing. With this, the only thing is, so when you do like this, it's a little thin, but when you do like this, you are able to get ink in more inside the edges. So more inside the paper. Okay, so I'm going to do that. And for this one, actually let's do this one also like this. This is the original way of de-stressing. I used to de-stress only like this once upon a time, and then I discovered that I can have more control if I do in flickering style. Okay, now let's just quickly stick this, and for that I will be needing this. So the reason why we want to stick our paper before is because we want to add holes on the side for the spine. Okay, so we want we want this paper to be also pierced along with the base cardboard. So that is why we stick our paper first and then we do the piercing. Okay, my friends, we are done with this step 2, and let's just see. This is going to be the front part. So we will have this. So the back side is ready, and the front side too. I will just take a baby wipe and wipe this because I don't want this ink to be inked on other surfaces. Correct? So now the front, the cover is ready, the back side is ready. Now let's just quickly get some inside pages. So these are the 2 inside pages which I did in order to save some time. Otherwise this live will go on forever. So these are some inside pages like I mentioned before. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I already have a backside page done. So maybe I will just add it as an extra leaf. So all this and this. Okay. So now the next step is making the holes. So the way I do it is for the first set, which is supposedly this is I have nothing ready with me. Okay. And this is the first one which I'm working on. So what I will do is I will keep this here and make 2 holes which are at an equidistant from both the ends. Okay. And after that I use that hole as a guide, and then I punch rest of the pieces. So let's just do that for these. So I have this one which is the back side. I'm gonna quickly go ahead, take my punch, which is this side, and we need to clean this because otherwise I won't be able to see the alignment of holes. So both of them together are aligned beautifully. Actually, it's still not clean. It has to be clean, like we don't want any remains of the other punch sheets, and then we just click this. Okay, let me quickly see. Yeah, the live is still working, and okay. Now similarly, I will have this. Okay, this is also done. Now let's go ahead and do it to the other sheet, like the cover sheet, okay, which we just prepared. So this was our cover sheet, and we will open our album like this. So let's just do it same here, and I will just go ahead and let me try refreshing the page and seeing if the live. Okay. Okay, so we have this ready, cover and other pages. Page 1. This is the base. Okay. Over here. Now let's add other pages too. Yes, it looks amazing. Right, guys? Okay. So our album is almost, the base is almost ready. I will just simply go ahead and let me see if I have any questions here. Let me see. I can't see the I am having serious connectivity issues today. Okay. I'm gonna just go ahead and add my rings. Perfect. Now we will just go ahead and add another set of ring. Okay. So now you see we have 2 ropes coming from here. Simply go ahead and tie them. So our focus first would be to create the cover, and if we get time I will do the inside pages too. And these ropes are a little longer, so I'm gonna just trim them a little bit so that they look decent. So we have our album ready, And now we're gonna go ahead and embellish the cover. So this is the base cover which I had for my sample one, and we're gonna do the same thing on this one. Before I do that, what I would do is I will just take out my cover and do it separately and then add it to the stack. This just gives me more flexibility, it's easier, it's a flatter surface. Okay, so now moving forward, I will be using a stencil on the cover of it. Let me just quickly find the stencil. I kept it separately for the live. I just can't see it right now. Give me 1 minute. It should be somewhere in the basket. Okay, I can't find the stencil which I used on this one. So how about I use a different stencil today? So I have a lot of stencils which are from Prima. So let's just go over a few. So we have this one. We have this beautiful script. Then another one, script style. So I think these should be enough. Let's just pick one of them. Okay. So when it comes to stenciling, I think I would want something with a nice pattern. So maybe this one, because I want to do foiling on it and I want to show you guys how beautiful it looks once you do foiling. So I will use this one. Let's take it out. And for pasting, for putting the stencil on, I'll be using a paper texture paste. So this is my paper texture paste, and I just don't open it fully because usually my paints, I am cursed. My paste, they dry very soon, so I just don't open it fully. I'm gonna put it here. Don't apply on the whole thing. It won't look good. You wanna have a balance, right? So you know that your design is something like this. So you want to apply somewhere on the top here, okay? Somewhere around here and somewhere around here, so that there is a balance, okay? So just don't go over and apply it like in a full, because then they'll know, like what we are trying to create is some sort of a mystery with your layout. We're not trying to give, so when a person is seeing your composition, it shouldn't look like everything is within the lines. Mixed media is not about having everything in the lines, okay? So try to put it like all over, but not in a very what's the exact word for it, in a very distributed fashion rather than having straight lines. So for the leftovers, I usually just go around and do this, and some more leftovers I will pick from here like this, and now we go forward. Okay, so we're done with this step, and now I'm going to just go ahead and remove this. I want to clean this up, so if you give me a second, I'll be back cleaning it. I never leave my stencils dirty, otherwise it gets really bad. Yeah, so always clean your stencils right in the moment when you are done using them. I have spoiled a lot of stencils and I don't have any more, heart to spoil more of them. I mean, it just breaks my heart when they get spoiled. So now before we do the foiling, the step which we're going to do is dry it, semi-dry, not do full dry, just semi-dry. This step is important, the semi-dry step, otherwise it will be difficult to move forward. this is semi-dry. Yeah, this is semi-dry. This was a little tricky. Let's see if a foil sticks to it. I think I dried it a little extra. So this is my metallic flake. This is a steampunk set. You feel free to use any set which you like. I'm gonna just go do scavenger hunt of the silver ones. Let's see if I'm able to stick them. I want it to be at just some spots, not on the whole thing. Okay. So the paste, okay, I'll tell you. The paste go bubble after heating if you use a heat gun, okay, because you're trying to force it. But if you do a natural dry of the paste, it won't go up. It will just dry flat, just the way we have applied it. So when we try to accelerate things, there are consequences, and that is what just happened. The paste did go up because we applied extreme heat. And let's just put this here. Okay, so this looks good. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the excess so that everything around the pattern it comes, and these little pieces of brats, they just go all around when you apply them. So what you're gonna do is just take your brush, any brush, and remove the excess. So what it does is adds a nice foil on the texture which you have just created in the background. Again, I dried it a little bit extra. You can see here in this there is more snippets of foil, but if the area is still wet, it would work perfectly. And I wish I had just the silver part. Like, I wish I had a set which has only silver. I would have used that, but that's how I apply it. Like, so this side is still wet. So if I take this, let's just mix gold and silver. Okay, see, it sticks perfectly. And once you dry it, it would just come off nicely. So actually you can see a video on my Instagram on how to do this perfectly, and then you will see that how beautiful the pattern looks. Okay, so I'll just move forward now and go to the next step, and that would be simply going ahead and drying this. Pretty much dry. Unfortunately, the paste was not wet, and this just didn't came out as expected. So the next step would be doing some stamping, and for that I will use a texture stamp. I just have this texture stamp. I have a couple of texture stamps, but this is another texture stamp, and I never use a stamping block when I'm supposed to give texture to my paper. I just take it and press it like this with my ink. Okay, so let's just find the ink. This is the ink which I will be using. It's a simple plain black pigment ink. Okay, and just add this, just adds texture to your background. So this step is done. Let's close this off, and let's close this ink also off. I'm gonna take another tissue and clear this part a little bit. Okay, now let's just work on the cover. So for the cover, what I did as a central focus point, I created this whole ensemble. So we're gonna do the same thing here again, and for that I will be using one of the 6x6 paper pads sheet. So I've used this part, so I will be using that again. So simply go ahead cut it out and just cut it properly under the lines. Beautiful. Once you have this in your hand, go ahead and de-stress it. Take your de-stressing, do the edges. Okay. Now, if we stick it directly like this, you know, even with the raised platform, there is no distinction between the background and this one. So that is why we line it behind a black background. Okay. So I have this black paper. What I will do is I will simply stick this on this and do the lining. To stick it, I would want some dimensions. So I'm just adding some dimension. You can definitely create a stack of chipboard and just put behind it, and I'll show you how to do it in just a second. Okay. So I'm going to stick this with a little bit of background lining. And this one. So this would give a nice focal point, and this is how it would go. Now let's just create a platform for it so that we can stick it properly. So I have this chipboard. What I will do is I will just cut some pieces. And you know what you can do? Instead of using a chipboard, you can always use your Amazon boxes. I should be using that because any day that's very cheap. It's free basically. So I will get to it in the next class. But this is how we create a stack and create a dimension. Put some tape, put some glue and stick it like this. With me so far, guys? Cool. Now, let's move on to the next step. The next step is working on the flower here. So for that, I will be using some flowers from the same collection. This is the whole collection and these are the flowers. And what we will do is we will just stick one flower as the focal point, the way I've done it here. And rest everything goes around it. So let's use this flower. It has a nice shimmer to it. It will match with our background. So to stick that, again, we would need some chipboard to create a platform. I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna cut this into small pieces. And I'm gonna stick them all together. So you see. Let's just try sticking this. Yep, it looks beautiful. Before we stick it, if we want to give more texture, let's just add some black thread. So I'll just take a roll, like a swish of black thread, like I'll roll it in my finger, put this in the background, and this again gives more texture. It's all about giving more texture, more depth, more detailing. It's very much about the details, my friends. Okay. The flower looks amazing, right? Let's add some more flowers. I will be adding one flower here and something from the top. So I have this beautiful set where I have this flower, and then there's another set in which I have two of these. One of them I have used in this one. So let's just quickly use one of them. So I will open this one, and it's always good to spread your flowers around so that you can see what's going on. And let's use the green one just the way we have used it in our previous creation. And I'm gonna fluff these flowers up, fluff them up so that there is layering to it and they look beautiful. So bend it a little, and then we're gonna add it somewhere over here like this. Looks wonderful, right? Okay, and we're gonna add one more here, and this just finishes it. Correct? So let's just stick it. Sticking it, put your glue blob inside try to sneak your fingers inside and then just stick it. Okay, looks lovely so far. Okay, now let's just go ahead and finish it up more. Let's take this flower and add it here. Okay, I'm gonna add this one here. Okay, and we will do more detailing. So to add softness to the project, I generally do lacing. So I have this beautiful lace. I will simply go ahead and add that, and I bought this from Etsy. Okay, this is one of my favorite laces. So we will cut it. This will just simply add beautiful effect on your layout. I'm gonna take this out and add this before we do anything else. Okay, so look how pretty it looks, right? And let's just tuck this one in so that it's all nice and balanced, and we will add some more elements now. So far so good. Let's just add one more flower, and let me quickly find another flower. So let's just add one more small flower, maybe here. And I need a smaller flower, so I'll just maybe use this one. Okay, so far so good, and then we'll move forward. So I have added this flower up here, and now the next step, I'm gonna just use some ephemeras. So this is the ephemera set which came with it. So I will quickly go ahead and lie this down, and we'll find some small elements which we can use here. Before we move forward, just so that our look is complete, the set came with beautiful butterflies, and these are from Nature Lover collection. And we're gonna put this like this, and this looks complete on the corner. Ooh, so pretty. I love the butterflies. Lovely. Okay, and again, another element which I want to show you all is this beautiful scissor. I so love it. They're so fun, right? So we're gonna go ahead and cut one. What I love about our collections is the fact that everything is so coordinated. You get the paper, you get the embellishment, you get the mold. I'm not using mold in this one, but next time again, we'll do some creation with our molds. Okay, so this is nice and lovely and beautiful. Now let's go forward. So I like this element story, but see, it's just too much similar to the background. So let's just find something else. So first thing first, I will try my best to find a nice ephemera element. Okay, this is a little bit of a treasure hunt for me always, this step, but let's see. Okay, so this is all the ephemera which I have here. Maybe we can use this one. Definitely we can use this one. Let's cut this in half and de-stress the edges. Okay, and we will put this one like this. Nice, beautiful effect here. And then we can use the same similar circle one, a button here, and add this again using a foam square. You can use foam square, chipboard, whatever is easy, whatever is convenient at your disposal. Okay. I'm going to add this, tuck this thing here. Now the only thing which is missing is a tag which says, okay, this is it, like memory is documented. So I'm seeing if I have something which I can use here, but unfortunately I may not have. Let's just see this one. Okay, so this is nice. This one has my happy place. Let's just use that one. So this is it. Now we're gonna put this one here, and this looks better. Okay, so to put it here, we will just take this, and what I will do is I will take a small flower. Let me try to find a small flower. Let's see if we have any small flowers in this collection. So I can't find a small flower. Let's try to make this stable by something else. Flower usually is the best, but if we put this flower like this, it looks ugly. I want it to be nice and balanced and a little raised. Okay, how about this? We put this here. Yeah, we can put this here. Yeah, this looks good. Okay, perfect. So we found a solution. We're gonna take this. Actually, I don't know. I'm not satisfied with it fully. No, I'm not satisfied with this fully. Let's just try to raise it by using a foam square. Okay, so we will use 2-3 layers of foam square here. So one on top of other. I think this should do the trick, and this should just make it stable. Yes, my friends, it does makes it stable. I want to raise it again by just one more level. Perfect. So this is perfect, and this one says my happy place. Let's put this here. Let's add a blob of glue and put this like this, and I think there is a little bit of, okay, I'm gonna remove one level from here and try it again with 2 levels. I'm so sorry for this step. It's a little tricky, but I want it to be perfect. So stick these two, create a raised platform, stick the platform here, and with the glue it goes perfect. Yes, so you see this looks nice, this looks beautiful. Let's see if you want to add something else. We can add this butterfly if you would like, but then again it would be just same, right? So let's not just add it because there are 3 butterflies and it may not look balanced. Let's see if you want to add something else. We can add this cage here, it will look beautiful. So let's just de-stress it. And I'm gonna add some foam squares. Okay. Here. This is also done. Now this is a beautiful cover which is done here, and I don't see I need to add anything else. I don't want to color it. I don't want to add any kind of mixed media color. I've realized sometimes it just makes things dirty, and it's a nice shabby chic look, and it's adding colors to it. It's a little bit of tricky part, and I'm refraining from doing that today. I want to keep it simple and nice. But just to complete it off, I'm gonna do some white gesso, dry brushing around it. That just creates this nice effect of the whole blended look. So take your gesso, take your brush, take some paint and dry brush everything except the sentiment. We don't want the sentiment to be covered. You can do this step and you can always add some white paint splatters too, and that would work as well. So this looks pretty complete to me. I'm gonna be taking this again. I'm gonna be putting this cover on top, and then we will just go ahead and stick it. The paint is still not dry like the paste, so let me quickly try to attempt to dry it again. Okay, so this is dry. Now let's just put our rings and finish this off. So it's pretty much complete now, guys. The cover is done. For the inside pages, I think we are running out of the time. I think it will be difficult, but it's fairly simple. We just decorate it and we just add some sentiments. For example, I'll add a butterfly here, or maybe this one, you are my lucky 7. Okay, so go ahead, de-stress this, take some foam squares, okay, and just add it. Okay, and just simple, like here you see I've added this photo mat. You can just add one inside this. This one just opens up. This one just a simple photo mat. So it's fairly simple, the inside pages, which I think anyone can figure out on their own. So I would like to conclude this live at this point. I have already lost a lot of my live viewers, given that it becomes boring, right? I mean, like when you try to just do the same thing over again and again in the album. So right now I don't think there are any more new techniques which I can teach you all. So let me know if you have any thoughts, if you want me to do a specific kind of live video. I remember you guys asked for an album, so I did an album. So let me know if you need anything else from us. And that's it. Thank you so much for your time today, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Feel free to throw me with any questions, any technical thing which you don't understand, I can explain. Make a short video for you. And that's it. Thank you so much, and let me know if you need anything else. Bye bye.